See there at 970. That's essentially where Hamilton's gotten to. I think if you look back at old videos, yeah, you'll see a wild kind of wild increase there in terms of the price points. We actually just hit the $1 million mark in terms of average price point for a detached home here in a beautiful city. So we're going to go through some upcoming investment opportunities that our team has. This one here is in kind of lower central Hamilton on the south side of the breaking point. This one is off market as well. Projected ARV at 1.4, rents of upwards of 5650 there, plus hydro and all separate meters there.
What's going on YouTube? It's Rebecca Lynn Matheson here, aka the Canadian Cottage Girl, and I'm joined here by Abdellah from Majd Realty, and he's going to be going over the Hamilton real estate stats. So I'm very excited actually to hear about the Hamilton real estate stats because I know every market across Ontario is still popping off. So coming here in 2022, it's always great to hear the updates, see what's happening in the new year, and hopefully kind of predict what's going on into this spring market, even though no one has a crystal ball. But first of all, welcome to the channel today.
Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate it. It's been a little while here since I've had the pleasure of jumping on here, but super nice to meet you, at least in this form and hopefully in person soon. But yeah, super excited. We got lots to go through today beyond the stats. Some past deals, present deals, and future deals. We'll be talking about a really good pre-construction condo opportunity here in Hamilton, and I hope everybody enjoys it here. So.
Love that. Well, before we get into the meat and potatoes here, guys, if you're listening, make sure that you smash the like button and throw some love into the comment section below. As well, if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe to the Canadian Real Estate channel and turn on the notification bell for all of our videos so that you do not miss a single beat here. And yeah, let's jump right into the stats. It sounds like you've got some great stuff for us today.
Absolutely. Perfect, guys. Yeah, so we'll jump right into the stats here like we always do. There's our team there, the Majd Realty Group here in Hamilton. Service, Hamilton surrounding area, very investor focused, as you guys know through other videos. So yeah, guys, going to jump into it here. I've done this kind of since our first or second video. Leave your comments below essentially in terms of what you think the median price was. Or the median price is going to be for Feb. See there at 970. That's essentially where Hamilton's gotten to. I think if you look back at old videos, yeah, you'll see a wild kind of wild increase there in terms of the price points. We actually just hit the $1 million mark in terms of average price point for a detached home here in a beautiful city. But again, yeah, if you guys want to kind of jump in, leave your guesses as to where you think February is going to end up.
Absolutely. Toss that down into the comments. Now, one thing that before we actually get into the numbers, given that you just mentioned that marker of the $1 million mark, that's actually super important. That's a metric which determines who can get into the market versus who can't, because the number of actual down payment changes. So if you were expecting to put 5% down on that $900,000 home and suddenly it goes over $1 million, you now have to put 20% down. So the capital requirement is going to change as soon as these numbers continue to climb. And now that we're over that $1 million mark, as you mentioned, in certain categories, it does change the people who can qualify for homes. So I think that that's actually a really important metric to be tracking through all of these market updates. So that's huge. It's so crazy to see how far it's come, like since even 2020. Like that's the price that I'm familiar with the Hamilton being, is like that mid 5, and now it's at like almost $1 million. It's just like
It's
boggling.
oh yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, no, great point there in terms of the lending requirements here, Rebecca. Yeah, so but getting into the 7-figure mark, your down payment jumps up significantly. So obviously a lot more planning around that. So definitely a great point to add to that. Yeah, it's honestly happening before our eyes.
Yeah.
It's getting, it's at a point where some sales, I mean, look, the sales activity is down huge. Everybody may not know that. So it's really not a huge sample size, but data is being ingrained nonetheless.
Yep.
So next slide for you here, basically how we essentially go through how Hamilton's broken up in our system between Hamilton West, East, and Center, which is in the lower part, and then as you climb up the mountain and into the outskirts with Flamborough, Dundas, Ancaster, Waterdown, Stony Creek, Glanbrook, and Bimbrook, which is basically Ancaster now, and then into Halton there. So yeah, guys, really nothing that you can't make by looking at these by looking at this chart. You see the year over year there from 21 to 22, it's gone up astronomically. Again, one thing to keep in mind is the number of sales, right? So
Yep.
20 to 21, the sales activity was on a steady decline, where obviously that's been a catalyst with where the price points have gotten. And now 21 into early 2022, I mean, I stare at the MLS, we all do every day, right? You're seeing a lot of kind of peaks and valleys week to week. Sometimes it's, you've seen 100 more listings and it's down 100. So it's a lot of people are just kind of jockeying for position, right? It's the way I'm looking at it. A lot of people really don't know what to do, right? All this interest rate hike talk, and
Yep.
everybody analyzing their future a little deeper. Again, more of a down payment required, which could be substantial for a lot of people trying to get to the market.
Yep.
So again, the average sale price, the remark at the bottom, for all residential properties reach a record high in Jan, just over $1 million across the RAB market area. But
Wow.
again, it does include Burlington, which you see their average sale price was at almost 1.4.
Right.
Again, this just from the investment side, I would say still a lot of opportunity. This is more on the single family side, right?
Yep.
Where you obviously see a huge push from our friends in Toronto and the surrounding markets there, driving into Hamilton, which obviously has been the case for years. But so much more now that's happening. Even when I'm out showing properties, all I'm doing is running more likely than not, I'm running into a couple Toronto agents. So
Right.
again, this is again more on the single family res side. Tons of opportunity there still on the on the Burr side and the dilapidated properties that everybody wants to get their hands on. But again, guys, can't really explain much more than we're just on a wild trajectory right now. Unfortunately, I mean, we're hoping as these mandates get lifted and the natural influx of spring listings comes into play, it kind of throws out some sort of calibration in the market on a presentation by presentation basis. Me personally, I'm sure our team here would echo the same thing, that you are seeing less offers per property. That doesn't
Yep.
necessarily mean you're getting a deal, but I mean, it's about keeping the pedal down from like an agent side, right? It's you're going to get those weeks where for whatever reason there's buyer fatigue, nobody's going out looking at properties, listings that you think we're going to go absolutely berserk over ask, only get a couple offers, and hey, now we're in a kind of I'm getting a deal type situation, which you don't hear much anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, covering the stats there. So we're going to go through some upcoming investment opportunities that our team has. This one here is in kind of lower central Hamilton, on the south side of the breaking point. So this is a large 2-unit property with the ability to do a third unit in the basement. So asking price, you can see there, $850. This one is turnkey for all those turnkey investors out there. Again, possible third unit, which obviously is going to go a long way with more rental income. We have the one bed main floor unit here projected about 1,700 all inclusive, and then the story and a half there is a 3-bed 2-bath projected about $2,200 a month. So you're looking at about 3,900 gross. There's always the opportunity to kind of dial those back a little bit, put the, split the utility 60/40, 70/30 with the tenants, just to kind of make that a little easier for the investor. And just kind of an underlying point is these used to be gross rents up on the Hamilton Mountain, which is, the cream of the crop in terms of
Right.
The highest rents in the city. So that's kind of like where the transition has gone in terms of rental rates. And I know I saw an article the other day about how the average rental rate now in Hamilton is just over $1,900 a unit.
That makes sense. I mean, as we see these prices blow up, we're naturally going to see rental prices blow up too,
Exactly.
because the cost to hold that property is just more. So that, of course, is going to affect rentals, because the rental at the end of the day, as an investment property, you're hoping that it at least covers the mortgage.
Exactly.
Cash flow is like a bonus on top of that, but like we at least want to cover our base expenses with having somebody else live in our properties, right? So I think that having that expectation that rental prices will continue to go up as the market also goes up in real estate, I think that that's very realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Rebecca, great point made there as well. So you just kind of, it's a little bit more analysis and being careful, right? That, with these newfound price points, those rental rates are going to make sense for you, right? It's case by case on the investor. Me personally, the way we invest, obviously cash flow is one of the top criterias here. I mean, if I get into a burr where I'm extracting every single dollar in a surplus, then maybe I can go into a barely cash flow positive or a neutral position. But I think that's all in the investor here. So
that's right.
So that one will be coming up. It's available now. It'll be coming up in a couple months. So off market for the moment. This one is off market as well. We've talked about this one in previous videos. So where it stands right now with the current owners, you see the asking price there of 1.1. This is a large property. It might not look like it from the outside. That is, and it definitely doesn't look like that. So there's been some exterior retrofits, painting, all brand new windows have gone in. The boiler in the property, the heating system has all been converted to forced air, and all new ductwork running throughout the entire property. So with the basement included, it's about 2,800 square feet. For those that know Hamilton zoning, it's an E zoning, which allows for higher density in residential areas. So it's in line there. I don't know if you see like where the vines are. So there's a lot of apartment buildings next door, which naturally kind of plays out those same zoning codes.
Yep.
So this one it was purchased as a legal duplex, can for sure convert it to a legal triplex. Projected ARV at 1.4. These are some projected rents that our team came up with. Right now it is down to the studs, so obviously keep that in mind for financing options going in. But basically just needs to be built out unit by unit. The way it was drawn up was a basement two bed 1 bath, a main floor 2 bed 1 bath, and then a 3 bed 1 bath with the story and a half there.
Got
and
it.
rents of upwards of $5,650 there, plus hydro and all separate meters there. So that one available from our investor here as well. Again, we've talked about this one in the past. This one is purely off market. It's in the Secord Woods neighborhood in St. Catharines. Really nice neighborhood, large lot, large deep lot. You can see the garage there as well. It's a 4-level back split, so not your traditional bungalow, but these are still very attractive, easy to convert, especially out that way, more so in Hamilton with kind of where the bylaws have gone. So legal duplex here, this was converted a few years ago. So you're already getting something that's the work's been done. You're just going in there, setting new rents, doing a nice cosmetic overhaul, and basically off you go there. So a little bit more straightforward. Again, asking price there of $800,000, which is very reasonable in this market. Main floor is a 3-bed, 1-bath, with the basement being a 1-bed plus den with a 1-bath layout there as well.
Absolutely. Now, that last one that you showed, is that, sorry, I missed it. Is it currently rented or not rented yet?
Which one? Sorry, Rebecca. This one?
This one, yeah.
This one, yes. My apology. This one does have some older rents in it. It's only grossing about $2,800, but I mean, it hasn't been turned over since they were occupied. So obviously some huge lift there as well, where the St. Catharines rental rates have gone to as well.
Absolutely.
And then just some recent deals, just to kind of echo what we do in terms of being hunters in this market, right, and trying to navigate and find these deals. So this one was just purchased by an investor of ours about 2-3 weeks ago. This is right around the corner from James Street, right, where all the hustle and bustle of James Street North is, and about 1 kilometer away from the future Pier 8 Harbor development, which is going to be game changing there in the next couple of years or so here in Hamilton. They're starting. I know they just overcame a huge hurdle with the city there. That was announced a couple of weeks ago. So obviously still working through some other obstacles, but it looks like slowly but surely they're going to get full approval soon. So this one was so it's 829 square feet above grade. This does have like a very dated heating system with the boiler, so that'll need to be done here. So that this is going to be actually a conversion and flip. Won't be retained by the current investor. Purchase for $725, projected rental there of $175, so you're all in for $9, and then that's your kind of projected refinance / kind of sale price. And this one is being converted from a single family to a legal duplex, so a legal second suite there. This does have a unique zoning where, because it was built pre-1950, that the zoning allows for no parking, which is very uncommon and a very pockety type of way to get around parking restrictions. So kind of unique in that sense, and obviously that had a lot to do. The zoning had a lot to do with what the investor could do there.
Got it.
Yeah. So another conversion project that an investor of ours picked up that actually found us through this great avenue with YouTube here. So this one's on the Hamilton West Mountain. So premier neighborhood, purchased off market for $910,000. So the projected rental there about $125, maybe a little bit more depending on the finishes the investor is going to select for the upstairs unit. So it'll be 3-bed at 1-bath up, 2-bed, 1-bath down, and your projected ARV there at 1.25. Again, that's an alarming number in a sense where personally we've been buying these since like 2013. Where there's ARV, we're in the mid 400s, mid 5s, and now we're getting into the into the 7 figures, mid 4,000s in rent, plus the hydro, be popping in the second meter there as well. Again, going from single family to legal duplex. It's on a double lot as well, which was a huge plus in analyzing the deal. And then the kind of kicker here was, I'm sure a lot of viewers are getting acclimated with the detached kind of secondary dwelling unit approach that is starting to kind of take effect in basically every municipality. Took a while to get to Hamilton, but we do have the first draft of the bylaws there, and now they're becoming extremely popular, especially on the Hamilton Mountain. So this one was definitely the fact that you could do one here, again, played a large part in the purchase.
Got it.
Yeah. And then, we usually like to talk about some upcoming, nearby pre-construction opportunities. This one is actually right in the heart of Hamilton. I'm sure people have seen news about Television City. It's been in the news multiple times the last couple of years, and the hurdles they've had to overcome because of the height restrictions with the sightline of the city. But they are, moving forward. They're releasing price points and floor plans in the next couple of weeks. But anybody looking to get into the Hamilton market, this probably is one of your better opportunities here. So super reputable builder out of Toronto. I know it says here it's starting the mid 3,000s, just to be transparent. That is for studio apartments, and then kind of climbs from there in terms of 1-bed, 1+ den, and 2-bed floor plans. This is in the Lower West End on Jackson Street, which is one of the higher end neighborhoods when you're getting to the lower part of Hamilton. Deposit structure can be it's detailed on their website. It is a little bit more liberal for sure. $10,000 upon signing, then 5% of the deposit, less than $10,000 after 30 days, and then you're at 2.5% increments 4 times there across a couple of years. So it is definitely loose in that sense. Obviously, that's got a lot to do with the projected occupancy dates here, but an unreal opportunity for anybody looking to get into the pre-con world in good old Hamilton for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And especially if we think back to the numbers that you had projected out for Hamilton, seeing something in the mid 3s as a starting entry level point, even just to get into the market, is huge. So I'd say it's really cool to see some of these big development projects happening in Hamilton, because it just shows the demand that is in the city, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great point there as well, Rebecca. So yeah, between Television City, if you drive to the core of Hamilton in Gore Park off of King and James there, the central business district, there's going to be three future developments going up, including Kiwi condos and one Jarvis. So I think, pardon me, in a couple of years' time, you're not going to recognize Hamilton with all these high rises there, which essentially is one missing element that that we definitely needed, but more so on the affordability side with this one. I really like it as an investment for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this one's our last slide here, Rebecca. So basically, what we're doing here as an investment focused real estate team is we're in the works of creating an in-house construction company. So 555 Construction Management Inc. will be live in a few weeks, and just basically just adding more value to any investor that works with us here in Hamilton. Just trying to become an ultimate one-stop shop, but never kind of losing sight of timelines and communication transparency with all clients. So again, just an added feature that we're working on here, just to better serve investors, and super excited to have this in the works here.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's something that you don't hear a lot is a team that is specifically focused on investors in this real estate game. Certainly they're out there, but they're few and far between, I'd say. So from your perspective, what are you seeing in that space, specifically niching down with investors? And how does that, for the viewers out there, differ from working with someone who's maybe not niched down like you are?
Where it starts is definitely just the procurement and the securing of properties that make sense. When the market, I mean, it just really comes down to the basic foundations. When the market, when how zoning works, when conversion regulations, when what to look for, making sure you're not getting your clients into these jams where you think you can do something you can't. I think that's super vital, right? And we do all that research. We have the urban planner we work with. It's keeping it all encompassed, and the fact that a client can come through us and have access to this entire team, I think goes a long way. But we do take pride in what we do, especially with cultivating opportunities, right? We're starting to become more social media heavy, but we do a lot of the primitive activities with door knocking and cold calling, which is a huge part of our success and standing out above the rest of these investor focused teams in Hamilton.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Now, the contracting team, so is there something specific that you're focusing on? Are you taking down entire projects, or what does that look like for you guys?
Exactly. It's going to be widespread conversions, higher density retrofits, could even, additions, whatever the case may be. And we are as well incorporating the laneway house approach, where we're studying to become experts in that field as well. I've done a few of them personally and kind of seen how that's all unfolding and knowing the specs going into an analysis. But yeah, we'll be covering any and all residential needs, even into the commercial world for those commercial clients as well, with our construction partner here, who brings a wealth of experience in bringing this all together.
Yeah, I love that. Is there anywhere that you recommend people kind of check out your team, or where's the best place to find you guys?
I think TikTok maybe now. No, we just
TikTok. I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting pushed into it, but our team's kind of dabbling there. But yeah, just our website, MajdRealty.com. Tons of info there. Reach out to us. By phone, 905-921-6253 on my end. It's glued to my hip. But our Majd Realty Group account on Facebook and Instagram, and then all of my agents, they all have their own accounts as well. So maybe something that we can work on for the next one.
Absolutely. Well, Abdellah, it's always a pleasure. And thank you so much for coming on to another episode here on the Canadian Real Estate Channel. Guys, make sure that you hop over to the TikTok account, as well as throw us some love in the comment section here. If you guys have any questions about the Hamilton market, or just want to add to everything that we've discussed here today, as well, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, a pleasure having you guys on and engaging in this dialogue about the Ontario markets, and today specifically about Hamilton. It's absolutely crazy to see these numbers given the context of where we were at even 2 years ago. So it's definitely important to stay on top of these stats so you know what's affordable to you, what your strategy is, and really stay connected to what is actually going on current and relevant in the market as it changes regularly. So thanks again for tuning in today, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.